morning, and thank you for creating time for us. It is Tuesday, our social hours just begun. And every Tuesday here, we talk about issues that are very pivotal in the society, helping you become a better person, become a better social being, mambo ya mapenzi, friendship, anything. By the way, we want you to start suggesting what we want us to be discussing on the show, because it's all about enriching you, and share with us your experiences, share with us what has worked, what has not worked. We want you to be part of this social hour each and every week. And of course, I'm not doing this alone. A panel of all lovely ladies. Always a vibe every week. Weekend imekuaje, by the way?
I love your energy today.
Really?
You're so, let's go. Kama wiki imeanza vizuri.
And then kuna hiyo kitu ya the longest month of the year.
Yeah.
It's almost coming to
Oh, you're excited, imeisha.
Count down, count down.
Lakini ni saa ya rent.
Oh, wenye wanakuza kama
Rent is due. So kucheka si sana, ni kidogo tu. But I love your energy, and I'm happy. My weekend was amazing. My week was amazing. I'm happy. As usual, tu mimi niko happy.
Every day. Cutie?
I'm good. Roja vile Roberta amesema mambo ya landlord. Landlord ananiona hapa kwa TV. Nikicheka nikiongea about relationships. Na ananingoja.
Jamaliza na landlord.
Ui, enye but it's been I know, right? By the way, unajua hizi vitu.
Money is an issue.
Money.
Pesa.
Umeianzia vizuri. Pesa.
Pesa ni shida.
Umeslide. By the way, umeslide. Nimekucheki.
That is what we want to talk about. Love and money.
Yeah.
Love and money. I know sometimes mnaanza vizuri, mapenzi inanoga, everything inaenda vizuri. And then ikifika sasa time reality ina sink. Vitu zinafaa kufanywa, bills ndio hizo, mnafaa kuinvest. These are the decisions you never really think about when you're falling in love.
Yeah.
Though kwa isho tumefunzwa you're not supposed to fall in love. You're supposed to like be deliberate. Umechagua.
Yes.
But that's a topic for another day. But is money important, Roberta?
Money is the most important. It's very important. It is important. No, money is not everything, but it does help the experiences of the relationship. I'm not saying people who don't have money cannot enjoy the way people have money do, because it's all a mindset and it's all about perspective. But in this capitalist world where everything is almost transactional, I mean, it's true, yeah, we like each other, but like, I would like to go on a nice date as well, and unfortunately we have to use money to pay for that. That's why if it's not a nice date, hata kama tunapika kejani, unajua lazima tununue chakula, so lazima tulipe tokens ndio tusikae kwa giza unless ni candle lit. But money is important. I think it's just an important point to discuss about, to discuss within the relationship, kama to anything else. The same way you discuss things like loss, grief, happiness, family, nini, money is part of there. Lazima ikwe a big discussion. Unless you're dating a billionaire who does not care about
Do you know billionaires care about money? No wonder they became billionaires in the first.
No, I mean about the money their wife is spending. Or their woman.
I know, right?
I don't think they keep tabs at 400 bob ulienda kushukwa nywele. Hakuna mambo hizo kwa relationship guys.
I see where you're going.
Yeah, it's just, my darling, you look beautiful when you do your hair. How much is it? Take my card.
If life was that. Cutie.
Yes.
Na school of thought wanafikiria money and love, they don't belong like in the same group. You should never talk about, like when you mix these two issues, kuna kuwa na shida. What do you think?
Kwanza, money is for important. Money is very important. But there's this thing about money. There's this day I just put up a status on my WhatsApp. I put and I said, there's these things that people should be discussing when they're getting into a relationship. Religion, children, money. So that person really challenged me, because they were like, you think it's easy, but it's not. But in my line of thought, I just thought that is why you got in trouble, because you did not discuss money. Money and love zinaingia kwa one WhatsApp group. Let me explain why. You're in a relationship with someone. You're spending. I keep saying I cannot just wake up go buy myself a flashy phone, a flashy car, a flashy something that has cost me maybe at 50K and above. And there was something that was pressing us in the house. We've not paid the rent. We've not paid school fees for the kids. Kuna zile pressing issues zinakuanga. And then I just wake up, go and buy a flashy something. There's going to be trouble in that house. So money and love, they go hand in hand. And this is why, because I'm in a relationship with you. When I'm single, I don't really care. I'll just, Safin, right now I can wake up and decide, oh, maybe I'm going to Zanzibar. Ooh. Or I'm going to Diani for a, you know, like if you travel can, sort me out and take me, you know. But when you're in a relationship, every decision that you make, it has to go back to money. Every decision. And I'm not saying that money is not important or money is important, but it's an issue in a relationship. Money is not everything, but it makes life more beautiful, more better. But I'm not saying it's everything. But this is the thing. Kama uko kwa relationship na msee, decision yote una make, lazima ita revolve around money, food. Robata amesema fiti, ndio tukule, lazima do. If my man goes out of the house in the morning, he has to leave at least 200 bob or 100 bob for me to actually be able to buy food in the evening. Watu wao watakula nini? So at the end of the day, hata yeye mwenyewe ndio aende job, ana need nini? Fare. Mimi na need fare. At the end of the day, ana need kwenda kushave. Si ati lazima ati kweni ile ya so tano ama nini. Hata hiyo 50 bob bado ni do. So at the end of the day, money is a very important issue. And I think people get in trouble because they don't like discussing about money.
Exactly. And this brings me to something you've just mentioned, Roberta. She's talked about, having this conversation. At what stage? Because many people think about money way later when reality sinks, and then they're like, okay, so nani anafaa kulipa? Oma, nani anafaa kufanya hili? When now that need has come. At what point is recommended for a couple to start having these discussions? And then what are some of the things that you're supposed to talk about? Your conversation munafaa kuihave aje? Mtu hata anaweza fikiria tu uko money minded, you're materialistic, if you're a lady, and then the first date, you've already started asking about money and issues to do with.
But even them on the first date, they ask about nini.
Yes, they do.
So it's not transactional. It's just if there's something
about your money on the first.
No, not about money. About other things that I can't say on. No, but it's true, and it is not an important conversation. Zenye lazima to have. Lazima to have. Uzuri sijani.
Safina ametake time kulodia kitu.
Inamaanisha leo labda watu wengine hawajaicatch bado. Nimesensa. Lakini ni sawa. So I'll answer this question in two ways. One way I learned from my friend Shazmin. She used to be with us on the panel. So Shazmin told us, there's a time we were discussing money and she was trying to teach us about how in their culture money is an easy discussion. Why? Because they start talking about money from as young as they can comprehend language. Kwa dinner table jioni wakikaa mami dadi watoto wana discussingi family business, or she's Indian, so wana discuss family business, wanajua nini inafaifanywe aje na nani. Even if you're 14, you know how the family business runs, you know something hata ka ujui kila kitu. So the parents introduce the topic of money so earlier on, so it's not taboo. Haikui ni kaa kitu yenye unaona sisi Africans, it's still something we don't talk about easily. Hata shosho yako akipea pesa amekunjanga hivi kwa
mtu asione
unafinyiwa. But kwa other cultures, like money is an open discussion. It's something we can talk about so easily. So just like I say about intimacy, I think money is just as important a topic to discuss as early as a kid can understand. Wacha akwe comfortable around money. Wacha akwe comfortable to have this conversation so that it's not something that's taboo or something like, what? Yani uliuliza juu ya? Yeah, it's a normal discussion. It's the way I can talk about my sister. It's the way I can. But there's this secrecy we try to put around money. And I'm not saying that you meet someone on the first date, you start, okay, so how much are you spending on me today? Or also how many millions do you have in your account? See, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about age-appropriate conversations around money for whatever age you're at. Appropriate discussions even with your friends. You discuss money. Mnaweza kwa mmechill kwa keja mnataka kubuy kanyama. Mnaweza decide mtu 250. Hiyo ni discussion. Hiyo already ni discussion. si ati uta expect tu beshte yako alipange kila saa. It will bring issues, or you'll have to have the discussion at some point. So that's one way. Making money a normal conversation so that we're able to talk about it. Something else I learned was from someone, lakini as soon as I started talking to this person, they brought up money as an easy topic as well. I noticed there was no I was never afraid to talk about money. They never made it weird for me to bring up money. Why? Because they always made it normal to look like, money, I'll send you the money. Do you need any money? Do you want money? If you need money, please tell me earlier on so that I can know. So nona akini promptive na feel, I can ask, or like we can have that discussion. I can talk about it, because money is not made like a topic that I should be fearful of. Yeah. So even within the relationship, I'm able to ask questions. I'm able to talk about it. And you asked me, how soon should this conversation be had?
So you've just met someone.
Yeah.
You guys are trying to see whether
talking
something
stage.
can come. Something can work between the two of you.
Yeah.
So how do you slide into that territory safely without coming off as somebody that is
like materialistic?
Yeah, that is what you want, or that will inform your decision on whether this relationship will go forward or not. Like you can come off as that if that is the only thing you ask about.
Yeah.
So how do you safely, get into that space?
I think I like the way you frame that question, because it's all about perspective. You see, in these relationships where I've already been made to feel safe about money, at no point does it click in my head. Is he thinking I just think about money only? I don't have those fears, because it's never been made a fear to me. So it still pulls back to making the conversation easy. The same way you will, venye tu umeslide tukianza intro, umeslide haujaanza kutuuliza directly ati money. You see, these conversations come up the way you're having conversations. It doesn't have to be ati, babe, tomorrow our date we're talking about money. It doesn't have to be like that. It's just conversational, the way we talk to each other. I'm sure at some point something itanid kununuliwa, ama kitu itanid kulipiwa. So the conversation around money should never be evaded at any stage. Hata kama mmemit leo na mnataka kumit kesho tena, si mtakunywa kakahawa, si mtanid Uber ama fare ya matatu. At some point money shall have to be discussed. At some point, whether it's you asking, so utanitumia fare, already hiyo
conversation
imeanzishwa. Then he can tell you, mimi situmianangi fare, si ukwange tu na fare yako, ama I'll pay, don't worry. Then you can start discussing the dynamics. These are just examples, please. So now you can start discussing the dynamics of, this. I enjoy when my man does this. I enjoy when my woman does this. I like it when you take care of me like this. When you do hizo conversations zote ukuja. The same way you talk about family, grief, nini, job, nini. Money should be made normal. The only reason we don't discuss money is because we have that fear of he'll think that's all I want.
Yeah, that's all you want.
But ukienda business meetings, kwani mnaduingi? Si do inakuanga the first
discussion. But hapa ni mambo ya mapenzi. Let me hear your version, cute. Kuna wale wako na hiyo tabia they want to impress at the very first stages. Kwanza mwanaume anaweza jituma
just na mafuliza.
Just to show you that they're in charge and they can take care of you. There are ladies who would even volunteer during the first stages and anasema, hey, can I pay, just to show that money is not a big deal, I'm here for love and all that. We version yako ya when to talk about these things.
And actually nimefeel kama read mind yangu, because I wanted to say the time that this money conversation is supposed to come in. So of course you meet for dates, you meet for whatever. Kuna kuangana ile time yenye bill imekam. Bill ikikam, always reach out for that bill, because that's what I do. Because lazima pia wewe we prompt. Lazima pia itoke kwako zile za, pia wewe lazima ujifanye tu zile za, by the way, acha ndasoti bill. Una get? No, lazima upime rada. Unachiki vile umeuliza, you've asked that question of how does. Pia wewe lazima ujifanye tu zile za, by the way, acha ndasoti bill. Una get? No, lazima upime rada. Unachiki vile umeuliza, you've asked that question of how does this conversation come up. Also as the lady, pick the bill. Angalia reaction yake. Reaction yake itakwambia everything. It will open up that discussion of, is he comfortable with me paying bills? Is he not comfortable with me doing this? You know, men are just men. At the end of the day, if he wants to pay that bill, he's gonna do it. Atakwambia cheki, no, I got this. But pia yeye anaweza kuwa nakupima, anaweza acha ulipe hiyo bill ndio aone vile, let me see if she can pay the bill. You see, so these things, they always come up. At some point, they always come up, especially when you go for these dates, when you go for this dinner, when you go shopping. Hata mnaweza pitia tu super. Mwambie by this you ni drop up a super nataka kupitia. Ukienda, there are these people that decide, oh, let me offer to pay for this bill. Or you can decide, let me just pay for this bill. Even though huwa mnasoma na rada na mtu, by the way, you get. And also, I love the other conversation you guys brought about friendship. You see, when you're the friend that is always paying the bills, it becomes a problem. It also becomes a problem when you're the friend, tukienda out kila time, mi ndo nalipa bill, mi ndo nalipa cab, mi ndo nalipa kila kitu. Bado inakuanga issue because at the end of the day, unajiulizangaje, kwani hawa mabeste wenye na hang nao, mbona wananiachia gangori yote? Why do they leave that burden to me? Because wewe ndo umewazoesha kufanya hivyo. So, at the end of the day, ukizoesha mtu kitu, Safin, atazoea. You set precedents. Like, at the end of the day, the way you want people to treat you, wewe ndo unaiallow. So from day one, if you want to start paying the bills from day one, itakuwaga ni hivyo. But if you want to share the bills from day one, when she decides to pay the bill, you're like, oh, you can just put it as a joke. Oh, babe, you got this. You're like, yeah, I got it. Na unaacha pia huo dem alipe hiyo bill. Na si eti because you can't do it as the man. You can do it. Wanajuaga vile wata. Exactly. We always have this.
I'm like, woo!
We always have this.
To come
And you know, if we are dating or if we're in a relationship, na ni relationship serious, na nijue vile nitajirudisha, siko tu sawa na yeye anajua. You know, even this man, kwa kichwa wake tu anajua huyu. Alafu pia unasikianga tu amekwambia wewe huwezi kubali kulipa hiyo bill. Najua tu utajilipa mahali. You see? Ama hata ulishajilipa na kwambia babe huwezi lipa hiyo bill. Kuna mali tu najua utanicheza, but ni sawa. But also the other conversation of Safin, tushatoka hiyo stage ya probably tushatoka hiyo stage ya kudate, si ndio? Now we are already into the relationship. We are deep into it. Tuko na watu hii. Tuko na bills zinafaa kulipwa. For me, I think it's really important. Mkai chini mseme, okay babe, this is my salo and this is your salo. This is what I can be able to pay. Unaona? Lazima uambie mtu wako. Wacha nikwambie.
How many of you may have your conversation?
Thank you very much, Safin.
Na tu kwe. Wako amekwambia na Ann how much?
Acha nikwambie.
Share with us on SMS 224 224 na mumeambiana mna how much?
Mumeambiana mna Ann how much? Na pia hata kama hautamuonyesha payslip yako, mwambie kama wewe you're the man of the house, mwambie babe, mimi sitaweza kufanya kila kitu. Ndalipa rent, ndalipa school fees. Unaweza sort food na shopping na nini, but at least bring up your conversation. Hata kama utamuonyesha payslip yako, utamwambia babe, mimi ndalipa school fees ya watu na ndalipa rent. Hizo ndo unajua ni zile issues main kwa hii hawa. Alafu unaweza sort tokens, unaweza lipa gas ikiisha, unaweza buy. But if you don't have these conversations, weka dem utakuwa unakaa. So kitu ikifanyika kwa hao, babe ni aje gas imeisha, babe ni aje shopping, hatuna nyanya, hatuna vitunguu, boss. Nyanya na vitunguu pia unapigia umse, unamwambia tuna nyanya na vitunguu. What is your role in this house as also the woman? Na ako kwa meeting, ako kwa board meeting, ana sign deals pale, anaandika jina Safina hapo SS something, unajua yeye anakuta SS. Hiyo ni inside joke, but anyway, your man is there making deals pale, unampigia story ya nyanya na kitunguu. Unajua pia at the end of the day, you as the woman una play role gani hapa? Jitume pia, usiache pia ati mguys ndio anafanya kila kitu. Utu vitu tudogo. I call them small because Safin, I can be able, if I'm working, naweza fanya shopo kwa hao. If the man is, amefungwa roho na akaniambia, I'll do AB, you do DNC. Why not? Why should I not come up and say, okay, let me do this. Let me also do this, babe. I got you. Naweza fanya shopping. Naweza buy food. Na food si cheap vile watu fikiria. Actually, food ni expensive sana in Nairobi. Kufeed a family every single day. It's really, really expensive. So if you don't have this conversation with your mpoa, it's gonna catch up with you at some point. So money and love zina go hand in hand. Na ni discussion lazima mhave kwa hiyo nyumba kama mnataka tu kukaa fiti.
But what do you think, Roberta, history ya cost sharing? Kuna watu my money, our money. So it doesn't matter whether I'm working, hiyo ni pesa yangu.
Umeingiza Roberta kwangu. Robert ajifunga roho.
Niwape personal opinion ama nikwe politically correct? Which one do you want?
Tunataka the truth. Tunataka ukweli yako.
Ukweli yangu inaweza kuwa harmful to the masses. Au watu wana watch waki-apply vitu mimi ufanya inaweza
asaidie kidogo mwanamke afanye simu ati salt imeisha kwa nyumba surely. I mean so
kitu cha kunicheka mimi personally
money our money ama what's your preference?
mimi niko hivyo mimi dynamics za relationships nimezoea
chumvi kisha na uko na pesa
utapata 20 bob ya paki
we
hata kiberiti ya 5
no wonder nilisema niko hivi I declared my interest
I know, but you see, the thing is, that's because I have these discussions within my relationships before I get into the relationship. Also, mi najijua, nimejisetia boundaries zangu na standards zangu, na si lazima zikuwe universal, si lazima tukue same, na of course niko very aware dynamics za relationship mingi ni different. Naweza kuambia story yangu ya venye nilikuwa 19 nikidate student, lakini itakuwa same na saizi venye na date watu wana make do zao. So it's very different. That's why niko staki but wacha tu niseme. Okay, wacha ni explain. Mimi huyo my money is my money, his money is because
to justify your principle.
Because
just justify your
okay, because my role in the relationship does not have to be financial. People bring their different strengths within the relationship. And it can be as simple as your job in this relationship is to be my companion. You might find a lover who doesn't want, like me, like the people they don't let me pay for anything and they don't allow me. Like it can even become a discussion. But you see, siwezi peana hiyo advice ati don't ever allow her. It's different dynamics and I have to be cognizant of that.
True.
So the difference is mimi nimeshajisetia dynamics zangu za relationship. And I think that's why I attract people who are like that. I attract people who by the time they're talking to me, they know Bobby does this. Si ati sijifanyi sale ayuko. Si niko sawa mnaona niko sawa. Na akiwa anataka tu kucompliment. Si ati dynamics to the relationship ni different. The conversation you have within your relation. And we talked about this when we were talking about the break. How a break to someone can mean something different to someone else, to another relationship. So I think the most important point is to have these discussions that form the boundaries of your own relationship. How do you want to date? Do you want to date in a relationship where it makes you feel good when you're able to do the shopping for your family? It doesn't matter whether you're a woman or a man. Even if vitu zenye lazima, ni discussion lazima to have at some point, ni vitu lazima ufanye. Hata ukienda home, utapita uone tu nyanya tupoa. Saa utabai juu ati chali yako ndo ulipia kila kitu. Unaget hizi vitu zinavari na
utampigia simu mwambie ziko red vizuri hizi nyanya.
Sasa unaona chalika huyo ashakupea card na alishakupea mabunda. So hata si lazima umcall juu hiyo discussion it was already hard. It was already hard. So you know. And even whatever the dynamics is, and this doesn't have to just be at the man and who's paying and the woman. It can be vice versa. However your relationship is for you, however it's working for you. Na hii ndio problem na kuanga nayo by the way. Wase wanaendanga online, wana watch videos, wanaona watu wakirigagitate vitu. Sometimes, when someone is online, they literally have the space to speak their mind. Anaweza jibonga. That's why nimesema lazima nikuwe cognizant. Siwezi peana advice yenye najua inaweza work for me na maybe haita work for 4 million people. Lazima nikuwe very, very aware. So siwezi anza kusema, no, just let him pay. Don't ever pay for Z. Every relationship is different and you're supposed to have the awareness, and that's why QT said these conversations, they must be had. Talk to your partner, decide. Hizo vitu ndogo hata kama nyanya inaweza fanya mkosane. Na nyanya ya sijui 20 bob, nyanya au kunipea na mnakosana by the way, silent treatment ile. Na sometimes it's not once, it's many small things. They pile up, then the conversation, you're not able to have the conversation. Sele mna argue, mnaambiana nga vitu kama hata uwezangi ku afford nyanya. Already now that becomes another issue. So you see, have the conversation.
Historia nyanya
ego ya mtu.
And that's how you hurt each other.
Let me ask you, In an arrangement such as that, you mmekubaliana na relationship yenu ina work vizuri hivyo. Boy child akirudi chini financially, kunaendanga aje? Because unapata in most cases mnaanza vizuri, the man is in charge, he does everything, and then somewhere along the line, vitu zinaenda, hesabu haziingii, maybe job imeisha or something happened. So what happens to the relationship if it has been operating on that trajectory?
And najua naweza tuuza sisi women, lakini wacha tu niseme, women are very, very smart. And for you to have a lover, a man who takes care of you like that, you're not umekuwa ukijipanga huku nyuma. Kuna vitu si ufanya huku nyuma zenye
mob sana
tunafanya. Yeah, sitaki kuzisema, lakini you guys know what I'm talking about. You guys what. So first of all, now this comes to the men. Not just the men, but everyone. I always say even dating has to be intentional. By the time you're dating someone, easy discussions, simply have talking stage. Una observe mse, unaona, this lady, I want to take over her finances. I want to make her a housewife. I want to pay her bills. I want to do everything. Kutoka nyanya hadi nywele, kila kitu nitalipa. This lady, for you to give a lady this kind of lifestyle, you have to also be like aware. You have to know what kind of woman is this that I'm bringing to my home. Is she smart about money? Can we have conversations about money? Is she financially stable, financially aware? Is she, because imagine you just date any random person, then you do this for them, job yako ikatike. You know you can't blame anyone else.
You'll crash.
Except yourself, because you are not careful in choosing your partner. You are not careful in the person you brought to your home. And this all comes back to what I'm always talking about self. If you work on yourself, you love yourself, you treat yourself well, even the partners you choose will be good for you. The friends you choose will be good for you. The people you allow around you will be good for you. So we wouldn't be having this discussion for what if job yake ishe? Yeah, what if job yake ishe? I've got him. I know what to do. I've been making my plans also because he's been taking care of me. He doesn't really have to worry because my money is mine. It's a partnership, it's a relationship. We take care of each other. And I think it's Cutie who's talked about this last week. You've never been with that person probably when they're going through grief, when they're going through a job loss. Sometimes hata si job imekatika. Ako perfectly healthy but amelose mse. So haezi show up in the same way anymore. So what about then? Are you going to leave the relationship because your lover is unable to come up with the money for rent? Hiyo stash yetu ya wamama hiyo.
Enda kwa huko nyuma.
You come and you take care of your family.
Yeah, so you also show up in that
You show up, and it's not just financially. It's in different ways within the relationship. That's why I was saying you have to discuss the dynamics. Sometimes you'll find a man who doesn't want you to spend even 5 bob.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll find a lady who never wants you to enter the kitchen.
Yeah.
It's not because cooking is a woman's role and paying bills is a man's role. It's just because they had the discussion. They know how they want to show up in the relationship, and they show up for each other.
Two things I've captured from what you've said, very important. As a woman, hata kama unafanyiwa kila kitu, sky tunde, ati uko tu, like you just on the receiving end and enjoying good life, you should think and be strategic. Think about, like, play a
just
role.
yourself,
for yourself, and even for in any case where the money is coming from, vitu haziendi vizuri, what will happen? Protect that place. Make sure you are there, support this man, mpe ideas, chunga kwenye pesa inatoka. The other thing for men, the way you treat your woman when you have money is very important.
Very important.
Iko siku.
Ipo siku itafika.
A day is coming. So the way you're treating your woman when you have money and everything is going on well, hey, that's the day.
Yeah. Hiyo ndio itadetermine kama stash
itafungiwa ama itafunguliwa.
Vitu zikienda vibaya, that is the time you will know everything ulipanda utavuna. So treat her well. Ukiwa na pesa, treat your family well. You never know. Same for women. Do the same. You know, it may go the other way. So watu wapendane. That's all I can say. But then let's talk about investing together and doing business together and doing all these big things, you know, as a family. Cutie, what's your principle about that? There are families where everything has been left to the male figure in the family. mambo ya shamba, mambo ya real estate, shares, stock market, hizo those big mwanamke anajitoa kabisa,
anajitoa kwa hiyo ngori.
Ako tu. We've seen very unfortunate stories ya mtu amepass. The woman doesn't know anything about the business yenye mwanaume alikuwa anafanya. Nothing, like you were just, hata wewe uko surprised. After this man is buried, everything just goes down because you are not in charge, you don't know anything. How should we go about, this kind of thing? Hii mambo ya kuinvest, ya kufanya vitu pamoja.
I think saizi mali imefika, and with the family dynamics that we have, unajua saizi family dynamics zimechange. Kuna wale watu walikuanga tu wanajua huyu akienda the brother will take over and come into this boma and take over, but right now surely Safin, those things are not happening. Hakuna vile ati brother yake anakuja ku take over boma yangu ama nini, bali tumefika saizi as women, of course we're empowered, na pia kama men pia wako na mambo zao wanafanya. So na feeligi sometimes when people in a relationship, especially if you're not talking about the finances, you're just seeing your man pulling moves, amebuy land mahali, amebuy gari mahali, amebuy nini mahali, but wewe mwenyewe unataka kujieka kwa hii role hapa nyuma, unataka kutulia.
Kwa chama tulinunua shamba,
by the way, hata juzi, hata ujui title,
there are women wajai ataona,
hata wajui na kaje, hata wajui jina ya nani iko hapo manze, una get, you don't even know what this man has been thinking, what has been una get. Haki Bobby, let me tell you something. Unaona, kuna ile stage ya relationship inafikanga, mnajua mko kimoja. Unajua kuna ile mnafichana. Unaona hivyo vile umesema historia ya kufichana payslip. Mbona mtu mwenye napenda, mbona nimfiche, mbona kana kupenda nikufiche payslip yangu? If I really love you and I know we have a future, Safin, what is there to hide? Kila kitu naiekele hapo juu ya meza. Kama mbaya, if this is going south, let it go south. But mimi ndakuwa najua. But you kinda know. Kuna venye tu ukikuangana msee unajuanga, umsee for better for us. Kuna venye tu this guy got me, this woman got me. Hata wewe mwanaume ndio akufanyie kila kitu, akwambia no babe, I don't want you to pay anything, I don't want you to do anything. Si ati ajui, anajua if I cover this lady with everything, ude mata kiwai umanaje, she really got me. So utaona there are those men that come and they share everything. Na nakwambia babe, by the way, unajua vitu huwa zina happen. So juu vitu huwa zina happen, ni vizuri ujuange. So utaona hiyo denya atenda kubai hiyo land, atakupeleka kuuliza, what do you think about this land?
But ina depend
ndio nasema there are those kind of men that will involve you, because that's why I have said kuna wale watu wanaonanga relationship wanajua huyu, kwani unafikiranga men wana settling down na mse fulani hata kama ako huko, lakini anajua huyu ndio mama cheki ngori kitoka, hata maboys wanajua huyu ndio mama. You know, even though men who behave, wanajuaga hata utasikia kiaddress aseme huyu ndio mama, but sometimes utaona boy akidate dem, hata wewe muaddress kama mama, boys wanajua huyu tu ni others, una get. But there is a way, yani kuna vile tu utasikia tu chalia kiaddress undo mama, undo mama watoto, una get. So kuna vile wanaume wakibeba a certain woman, they will always share everything. Utamwona tu akwambia babe, by the way kesho tunapiga lap. Imagine kama anakupenda, atakupeleka na kuonyesha what do you think about this land. He will never do stuff behind the scenes and not tell you. Mtu anakupenda Safin, basi kama anafanya hivyo in real sense akupendi. Na there are those men that do that, atakupeleka kuambia, so what do you think about this? And a man who loves you will always ask you your opinion. Haombi ruhusa, please not haombi ruhusa, na kuuliza what do you think about this business?
Then you better have a good opinion.
You better have a good opinion. Usiulize ulalie masikio wewe. Useme mimi sijui. Manze mimi sijui tu kenye nakubamba, wewe unaona aje? There is a reason why amekama kakuuliza hii biashara nataka tu fungwe pale Gikosh Bell fulani. Wewe unaona aje? Nataka tu expand kibandaski tuifanye sasa ikuwe sasa ni hoteli. Wewe unacheki aje? Kwanza wewe ndio by the way hizi vitu tunaweza ziget hapa za kitchen. You see, as the woman pia wewe step up. Akikukujia you need to have those ideas and step up. Usimoche tu ende hivyo. So at the end of the day, if a man or even as a woman, if I really love my man, imagine sitamficha. Kuna zile tu tunafichanga venye Robbie amesema, kuna zile tu chama, of course tunafichanga, but for good reasons, ini for a rainy day. But kuna zile vitu enye kama si consult boys wangu, kama naenda kubuy land na sija consult boys wangu, then umse kuna shida hapa. hapa ni kumaanisha huyu mse sina future na yeye. There's no way I can make a future decision and you're not in this decision. There's a big problem. That's why I'm saying these discussions are very important to have. Hata wewe ukiingia kwa relationship na mse unamuuliza gaje, babe, what are the plans? Unaonaje? Unaona kama tunaweza jenga wapi? How? Tuingie na huku Thika Road, tuingie Roi, tuingie Kikuyu, tuingie wapi? Anza kuongea hizo vitu ndio uone head yake iko wapi. But ukiona anakulenga na muongelele hii story, unaona ukimwambia hivyo, ukiona mtu ameshtuka ama akose kukujibu, wewe jua uko kwa plans zake, wewe jua tu hata yuko huko. Atakwambia unajua mimi nishajipanga, mimi nilishabaingi hizo vitu. Ulishabaingi na huku ni console tu kuniambia. So ukiona decision ya couple haiko kimoja, wewe jua tu kuna mtu mmoja hajaona hii future. Because mimi personally na take personal zile za kama niko na mtu kwa relationship, mbona niende ni buy kitu kama land nisimo. Hiyo ni do inatoshanaje Safin? Bana we. Okay, phone neza buy neza enda salon ni spend hata hiyo 5Gs nisimwambie. But land, gari Safin. Come on Safin, something is kuna shida, kuna hizi decisions za future.
Yeah. And that applies to men as well.
Even to
if
men.
You can do that without
involving your woman, then hakuna nini. Hata hizi decisions ka kupeleka mtoi shule, wezi tu amka ati decide unapeleka mtoi shule fulani na ujambia nani wako, spouse wako, lazima umwambie zina affect asubuhi nani atakuwa anampeleka shule. Ni mama atakuwa anaenda shule, mimi naraukanga kukuja job asubuhi. For example, Safin wewe, si unaraukanga hapo, wewe ufika hapa mapema. Safin yeye amka 5. So Safin atapelekaje watoi shule na kwa hapa? You know, that's just a typical example of Safin wakes up early in the morning. Lazima uconsider hiyo shule iko Ronga tunaishi zikifika. Watu hiyo watafika. Unajua kuna vitu zingine unaweza ona kama say haita affect, but imagine it's a very big decision. Watu hiyo watakuwa wanaenda church gani? That's a very big decision. Wewe uko huku, mimi niko huku. Na hatujai kuwa na shida tukiwa pamoja. But watu hiyo wamekaa. So wote wako unaenda na first born, mimi naenda na second born na last born. Aje hizi ni vitu lazima which church?
Mimi niko hii tuna date.
Tuko kimoja. Tunajua vizuri tutaoana. Iwe ndio ita happen wapi. Na hizi ni vitu zenye watu watai kuongelea Safin ati because astaki kuongelea. Unajua wedo ufanyika kwa chacha kina dem. Boy ndio ana decide kila kitu. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Ni mimi na wewe as a couple tukae chini to decide hivi ndio kutafanyika, na tunaambia wazazi na familia tuambie this is what is going to happen.
All right.
Yes.
And wanaume wenye wanaenda kununua shamba na wanaita ndugu yake, si mbaya kabisa.
Please muinvolve.
Ita baba yako, ita ndugu yako, si mbaya, lakini make sure your person is also there.
Ngoja kidogo Safina, hata kuongezea kwa hiyo, mko na watu wengi. God forbid if anything happens, nani anafaa kubaki na hii mali yote? Sini watu wako unatafutia nani? Ukiamka morning, mimi nikiamka morning natafutia future ya watu wangu. Huo bwana wangu akiamka morning anatafutia nani? Watu wao. Fine, unaweza andika mother yako, unaweza andika brother yako and all that, but at the end of the day, who is with your kids? Hata kama mko na masikizana na mama, nani anabaki na watu wao? Wataka kuniambia I am that a bad mother that I can't take care of my kids? Achia mama ndio ana deal na watoi, so finances involve mama ndio anabaki na watoi, bwana wako ndio anabaki na watoi, so we'll be taking care of these kids when you're gone.
That's something to think about. Huyo ndo bibi yako,
na umemchagua, upende venye yako,
upende hivyo, useme ati unajua bibi yangu anakuanga hivi na uko na yeye
wa nini?
You make a choice, actually you choose. Women are flexible, unaweza enda mahali useme hivi, lakini a man actually anafanya hiyo deliberate decision to choose a specific woman ndiye aoe. Actually they have that privilege. So huwezi anza kusema ati unajua mwanamke sitaki kumwambia kila kitu juu anakuanga hivi no, that is the woman you choose. So shida ilianzia wapi? Anyway, so mumeinvest pamoja. Kwanza kabla tuende kwa hiyo what I wanted to ask, mumeinvest pamoja, but would you take up a loan or something to
wrong question. You're treading on dangerous.
Hapana, tuseme ukweli. Hii ni show ya kuongea. These are the realities of the ground.
And there is a discussion.
As a woman, ndio mumeongea shamba, mumeongea gari, mumeongea nyumba, mumeongea hizo big things. But then as a woman, what are you bringing on the table?
Mimi unaniuliza mimi cutie. Mambo ya loan. Safin, mimi hapo sasa umeband. Yaani tulikuwa tumekuja hapa. Yaani Safina ananiuliza on national television kama naweza chukulia mse. Honestly Safin,
but una support vision yake.
Safin, loan. Sister.
Mimi namaliza issue.
Safin, umeband, amechoma.
Kwa hapa basi.
Safin, umeniuliza mimi kama nachukulia.
Sawa.
Boy child loan.
Mmeongea mkasema sikia nyinyi mmesema tu support vision tukue hapa nini.
Nibaki nikisa
unaulizwa opinion alafu baadaye ikifika sasa babe sawa nimepata shamba ni 2 million but mimi niko na 1 na wewe pia
loan loan nikuja hapa niende hapa kwa HR
wacha tusikie views
nenda kwa HR nichukue loan ya mzae
sina watu kwa hii studio tusikie views wanasema nini because usha support vision this is what you're saying on SMS usha support vision but ikifika kwa kufinance hiyo plan unajitoa hapo naye mmeanguka mumeband kama kuna watu wanatusupport hapa so I had problems with relationships and always felt like my friends were transactional. I however met a man who from the word go asked what we could do with the money to be better. Okay, good for you. All right, if money is is intensively prioritized in a relationship, then that relationship will eventually die. Okay, kushare ni muhimu manzi. Yeah, make up simple and clear. Pigathi anasema, I feel that having a discussion around money is an evidence of transparency. Okay. And then we have another one say, to make a good relationship is you and her to solve the issue because money can make the two of you break up. Okay. Joseph Ndinyo from the city, Nairobi, anasema in relationship money is important but inabidi msaidiane kwa sababu good love you need to understand our partner if ako nayo leo na pia kesho hana so kusaidiana ndio best sana. All right. Hi guys, what if I don't work but I only depend on my husband? QT, hiyo swali unaonaje? Anyway, QT is very honest in her conversation and she's QT is very honest in her conversation and she's a wife material. 6 yards kwanza ongeza hapo. I like her advice. Bobby is a slay queen advice. Bobby is a slay queen. Advice yake is not good for couples. Aki watu.
Acheni hizo manzi. Acheni hizo.
Wife material.
Mind you, mimi ndo nataka ku get married QT hata.
I know.
Unataka kuwa wife material by the way.
Lakini that's why nili put disclaimer.
Uliweka disclaimer.
Manze, si kuna advice siwezi peana na niko very aware. Kuna vitu siwezi sema. That's why I have to make sure everything I say you also take with a grain of salt. If something is the general truth, then that's easy. But if something only applies to me and a few other women, then I can't come and preach it as this is exactly what you need to do so that you can be like me. See, that's why I left it to you guys and said, the most important part ni wewe ujijue. Ukishajijua ujisetie boundaries zako personal. Usikuje kwa Instagram yangu uone Robata amefanywa sijui nini useme hivyo ndo inafanga kukua zi. Cause what if you date someone who's not in the social class of the person I'm dating? What if you date someone who can't pay or things like that?
All right.
Fanya yako.
Acha nisome moja from one of our viewers anaitwa Kimutai. Kimutai anasema love and money will never be in the same pot. A woman needs security, not love. The thing that will solve this madness about money is to have enough to cater for your needs and your spouse as a man. Only the poor want to discuss money because it's a scarce commodity. The poor, must discuss money because our money can't feed us, educate our children, and give us the luxury we need. Water finds its level. Marry the woman to meet your expectations. Make your woman independent. History ya could discuss money and love will cease to exist. Women should have their money. It's not a two-way thing. Alafu anasema QT is very wise. My grandfather used to instruct us to ask for an opinion from your spouse even if you've already made that decision. Okay.
Yes.
QT ametoka na mabonga points. Sawa?
QT 2,
but we hope
Bobby 0. It's okay though.
Hiyo game wendo unapenda football. Hiyo game imeenda
hivyo. Imeenda ijenda draw.
2-0 so.
AFCON ametolewa round of 16. Acha niongee kiafcon. Round of 16 ametolewa.
Ametolewa Bobby. But we hope whatever we've said by now tumeku enrich, you've gotten something. Remember, niwe ujue ni advice gani ta work for you. Sieve whatever we've said and choose what you think will enrich you in your relationship. If you think something is not working for you, why not leave it for others who think it will? But we really appreciate you just even taking time to share your thoughts with us. And like I said, suggest what you want us to talk about. It's all about you. So tunakukaribisha pia to be part of this panel on the other side. My name is Safina Chieng'oma. Always a pleasure to do this for you. Have a lovely day ahead and enjoy the rest of your viewing. Keep it Citizen TV.